Good morning, everyone. Some Texas high school students who need help dealing with life's problems are not getting it because of lack of trained counselors on campus. So here to talk about the problem is Nancy Malloy. She's a former school counselor for AISD and now speaks on behalf of the Texas Counselor Association. So good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's talk about the shortage of counselors. We're talking statewide. The recommendation is one counselor per 250 students. But we're not making that goal, are we?
No, we're not. We're not.
How bad is it?
Well, you know, in some areas there are no counselors whatsoever. And counselors are not considered as essential personnel at this point in the state of Texas. So we have campuses without counselors. We have some campuses here in town actually that are one counselor to 700 students.
Wow.
So it's a serious crisis.
Nancy, you were with AISD for 10 years?
Yes.
10 years. What kind of problems did you help students with? Can you give us an example of that? I know.
Everything. Anxiety, depression, college readiness, career prep, guidance lessons, you name it.
Do you have students during your time at AISD who said, you know what, Ms. Malloy, had it not been for you, I don't know if I would have been able to get through this problem? I mean, I want to let people know how important it is to have somebody to talk to, because maybe they can't talk to somebody at home.
Yes. And it's funny you say that, because that has happened many times. And when you're someplace at one campus for 10 years,
Yeah.
those kids do contact you later and they thank you. And so it does come back to you. Sometimes we don't see the results immediately, and so it's hard as a counselor sometimes, but they do come back and they do thank you.
Not only do you see students at some of their darkest times in their lives, but the happiest times.
Yes.
When it comes to some student who really, needs your advice on how do I get ready to go to college. Talk about that a little bit.
One of the modules for counselors is that we do prepare students for college and career readiness, which is House Bill 18. And college and career readiness means that we need to be in the classrooms teaching, getting them ready for picking their area of studies and their endorsements with House Bill 5. And it's a huge undertaking, and we need the time to actually work with students and build their personal graduation plans.
Okay. Nancy, somebody who's watching at home and knowing that this is important for a counselor to be in their child's school,
Yes.
What do they do? How do they go ahead and encourage to have more licensed counselors out there?
What we need you to call your state representative, and we need you to write letters, and we need you to actually be active in talking to administration at your school, and they need to hear from families and parents.
What happens if we continue on with this trend of not having enough counselors in school?
It would be my prediction that suicide will rise, anxiety, depression will rise. It's a bleak outlook, actually.
Not something that we want to talk about, but maybe
No.
what we need to talk about in order to highlight this problem.
Absolutely. And one of the things we don't talk about is that really those guidance lessons prepare kids with their social and emotional learning and their toolkit, their little imaginary toolkit that we send them off to high school and college with. So those kinds of things are really important.
I think about that all the time, the mom of 2 kids, and I'm thinking, gosh, the problems they face today are so different from what I faced when I was growing up.
Absolutely.
So thank you for all that you do, and
Thank
best of
you.
luck, and hopefully we get to follow the story with you and have you back here next time talking about how the goal was met.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right.